Yes.
Going from where Mark stopped, is if you had an inkling that, there was going to be massive irregularities or manipulation, especially of a document, the voter register, you should have been able to at least get some people to go through it.
Yes, my principal did. My principal did. And if you just ask your staff, because I think we have one of your people on our train, if you ask your staff, a day before the election, my principal raised the issue that please let us be watchful that he's not too satisfied with what we have on the voters register. But let's watch and see. Because you see, what they did was that apart from those, the ones that they gave us the CDs, at the point of voting, the agents, the people who are working for INEC at the point of election came entirely with different voters registers.
Different from the one you give us again.
Yes, in some instances. And it is verifiable. These are available facts.
Well, I'm excited you're here,
yes.
Sorry, Nyata, because I wanted actually to clarify some issues here. Idemili North local government, we understand, is also the stronghold of Dr. Chris Ngige. And for Abga, they say, well, his own stronghold, he messed up things there. He tried to also rig. That was why things went,
Who's stronghold? Right?
Dr. Chris Ngige.
Okay.
Because we had the Abga national chairman here yesterday. And they also accuse your party, because I'm surprised that you're saying this of INEC, of infiltrating INEC with some Nigerians from certain parts of the country to help them rig this election in your favor.
Okay, let me ask, are you not embarrassed that somebody at that level will sow the seed of national discord? What has a poor youth copper who was posted to Anambra State on a national assignment got to do with us? We don't work in NYSC. We have no contact there. We don't know who was posted. I now throw it back to them as a challenge. Let INEC publish the list of everybody who participated in the electoral process. You'll find the principals of schools who picked bigger vehicles 1 week or 2 weeks before as those who conducted this election.
You have facts?
Correct. He said, let INEC publish the list. I did them.
But again, you see, I don't know.
You raise the issue of Idemili North. It sounds very embarrassing. We hear that the man they arrested has said that he did not rig alone. I just pray that the man is kept alive. I just pray that they guarantee his safety, so that he can say everything he knows about the charade.
What kind of confidence do you have?
Indicates you.
No. Let him come back and say.
What we had there, and I've got chairman saying here, they had a lot of things to do with your party and their behavior during the election.
What do you expect him to say? It's only embarrassing that somebody is trying to justify an illegality. This, when they say Chris Ngige's primary constituency, you see, I like us to work with facts. Check his elections, all the elections he has participated in. Idemili North and Idemili South are his primary constituencies. For example, Idemili North had over 30,000 in the senatorial election. Check Idemili South. And then somebody comes now to say that Chris Ngige, they allocated to him 8,000 or 9,000 votes, I don't know, or 7,000 votes in Idemili North. I told you a challenge. Why was material supplied early to Agolo and Agolo Zibo? Why?
If you knew, why did you decide to go into these elections? Because if you had foreknowledge of what it was going to be.
Because we had the reassurance consistently, even from government, that we are going to have a free and fair election, and we are busy campaigning. We went into the election confident that the process will be different from what has been in the past.
Mark, if I may come in here,
please come in.
You know the saying, to be forewarned is to be forearmed.
Yeah, correct.
And you had foreknowledge.
Yeah.
But you still went ahead.
Because of the assurances we were receiving. Now, when the IG spoke, he assured us, gave us every assurance. When the INEC chairman spoke, he gave us every assurance. Even though we've been raising issues, for example, we raised issues on the credibility of the resident electoral commissioner. And he still conducted the elections. Previously in the past. It's not the same.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did your party rig this election?
No, how can? Why would he? We are on the ground, it's verifiable.
I was on the ground too.
Yeah.
And there were party agents going around sharing money amongst voters. Did your party share money
We did
to
not.
voters?
Yesterday, I heard even Juvume say that there's no difference in the tax. That everybody had the same tag, isn't it?
So you're categorically saying that your party...
I brought
did
one
not-
to show you that everybody didn't have the same tag. Every party's insignia is on the tag. When they were chasing out our agents from the polling points using security agencies,
Mr. Morgan, I was
agents.
Mr. Morgan, I was in Anambra State
Correct.
for the elections.
Right.
Are you saying that your party did not engage in buying voters?
We did not.
Your party did not engage in
we did
ballot
not.
snatching?
We did not.
Your party did not engage in
We did not.
any bribery act
No,
whatsoever?
we did not.
So you are not the ones that sabotaged the Idemili election?
How can we? Our primary constituency. Is it
You
not
not plan
ironical?
to sabotage it and then fix the ballots?
No, dear. Is it not ironical that we are going to sabotage our area of strength? No, I want to be convinced. This is one area that if you conduct election on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, anytime we win. So what would we now? Instead of sabotaging area we are weak, we'll go and sabotage an area where we are strong.
I find what I find interesting and a little disturbing is the fact that, any political party can allege that, people had influences in posting, be it polling unit officers, be it electoral officers, to a particular area to favor them. Because you have refuted the allegation of APGA that you sent people or you asked for certain people from a certain part of the country, to come to election areas where you have, where you're strong, so to speak. But in the same breath, you're also alleging that APGA, that the people who conducted the elections in their own strongholds were principals who had recently been given cards.
Correct. It's verifiable. That's why they INEC to publish the list of everybody participating in the
What I'm saying is, I find it a little disturbing because if it's possible for APGA to do same, then it is also possible that you too could have also asked for people that could help you in your own areas as well.
There's a world of difference here. You're talking about a government in power in a particular area. We don't have access to security agencies. We're not in power at the center, neither we in the state.
But your party is not exactly without, access to people in power.
How do we have access to
Especially
it? We're talking of a sitting government in a state that has unguarded access to the presidency. Where do we have that? We don't have it. And these are verifiable facts. We don't have it.
What do you mean? Your party in the state doesn't have it, or your party in other states doesn't have it? Which one?
Okay.
Or don't have it?
But the election is not in other states. It's in our state.
Are you saying that other states, other states where your party is in power had absolutely no influence on what happened in
What influence do they
state?
have? Practically no influence.
And why did some party members of your party come on that day? Because we understand that even some were held up in the hotel rooms. So we thought it was, as a result to garner support for your party on election day.
Now, let me ask. Somebody who is not registered in the state, who is not from the state, his wife is not from there, what kind of support is he going to garner? Practically nothing. But you see, we run a party, these are national officers of our party. I make particular reference to El-Rufai. He's a national officer of the party. And this is a one-state election. And he came to the state. On arrival, he first of all visited the secretary of the party, campaign organization to encourage us.
That's the same thing I'm
Yes,
saying.
I returned back to his hotel. He's not going to vote.
It's the same word I just...
Yes, because he needs to, for example, he needs to, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in your party leader coming into your state a day or two before the election.
Maybe you don't get us here. Why I'm bringing this angle? Because Malcolm said something about influence. You say you're not in charge of the security apparatus of that state. And she is saying, well, there are other states or other places where your party is in charge. Some of those heavyweights of your party can actually help in bringing attention to such anomalies
a heavyweight of our party
just raised.
Okay, a heavyweight of our party comes into Anambra State. He does not have access to the security in the state. He does not have access to the government house. He does not have access to the presidency. What influence is he going to exert?
When you bring in the presidency in a matter...
Let's
be careful how we bring in, this, we tie these knots. When we bring in, the influence of the presidency in an election that INEC the Independent National Electoral Commission is supposed to be conducted,
Yeah.
we should be worried, shouldn't we?
We're very worried. We're very worried because they've lost credibility. What happened in the embassy is a national embarrassment.
Yes, INEC could have failed by itself, but why tie in the presidency?
No, you see, we're running a system where the command flows from top.
From what top?
From the presidency
From
down.
Atahiru Jaga's top?
No, it could be higher than Atahiru Jega. It could be higher than him. Because Anambra State election is beyond Anambra State. The reason is very simple. People are looking at Anambra State, so others are looking at 2015. Use Anambra State as a template.
Did you ever for once thought you were going to win this election?
Yeah, why not? We're confident of winning the election.
Because you're not even close.
No, we are very confident. You see, when you
Because with the results
when you do vote allocation, you can put anybody anywhere.
How do you mean vote allocation?
Just somebody sat in their rooms and wrote results.